It was a good season in perspective because we were working with a roster of no seniors, so a lot of young guys, only 2 juniors on the roster, and both of those juniors, David Terrell and John Boyle, qualified to the Nationals, second in our conference, so that was exciting for those results. But even more so, the development that we saw throughout the season by our young guys, our freshmen and our sophomore, really promising. And for what the goals were to try and get out of our competitions, what we needed to learn from them, we did, and I feel like we're much better off because of the season that we had. For me, it's the return of all these guys that learned a lot of great lessons last season. So got the whole squad back. Interestingly enough, last year, we have no seniors in our lineup, no seniors on our roster. So David and John will lead the way as our team captains. They'll be seniors this year. We also have 2 transfers coming in. So adding older transfers, and they'll both be fifth-year seniors, adding maturity into the lineup is always good. So we'll go from no seniors to 4 seniors, which is an exciting turnaround. And then on top of that, some of our younger recruits, these guys coming out of high school, all are very prepared for college, or I should say, as the groups that we've recruited into AU, I feel like this group coming out of high school is the most prepared that we've had. So, as always, we're excited, but we also realize we're going to have to put a lot of work in this season. But I really believe we could reach some milestones this season. Summertime for AU wrestling is actually a pretty good time. It's an enjoyable time. So most of our guys live in DC. They get internships, they get part-time jobs, so a lot of them stay close. The freestyle club that we wrestle with, DC Athletic Club, our freestyle club went through some competitions, and we've had some guys do some really good things. Most recently, the University Nationals, which is the Olympic styles, 28 and under. We got our first national champion in Greco-Roman. Actually, our first national champion AU has ever had in the Olympic styles. Jason Grimes won the Greco division at 80 kilograms, which was really exciting to see. We had 2 other Greco All-Americans, Jared Kasnick and Tommy Page. And then in the freestyle, which is where a majority of your American athletes compete internationally, John Boyle came through with an All-American title, and Josh Terrell. So 5 All-Americans coming out of that tournament, one of which was our first national champion. It was a really exciting exclamation point to the summer. The really exciting part about Olympic-style wrestling is that they reward you for high amplitude throws. So, the takedowns look very similar. The aesthetics of the wrestling looks really similar. But then when you add in this element of high amplitude throws, so now if one athlete can really launch the other athlete, they're going to get rewarded for that in points. In college wrestling, you could throw a guy from his feet to his back, but then you got to hold him on his back to be able to get the points. In freestyle, all you have to do is make the explosive movement, and if it's high enough, they're going to reward you accordingly. So that I would say for most wrestling fans, the biggest difference when they go from high school and college to watching international, you see a lot more powerful and explosive movements. The reason why wrestling coaches, especially college wrestling coaches, like seeing their athletes compete in the summertime in our Olympic styles, your technique has to be very crisp. And what we mean by that is, in college, if I shoot in on my opponent's legs, we can roll around for a little bit, and then if I come up on top, I get my points. Whereas in freestyle, if I shoot in on my opponent's legs and he just exposes my back, so if I take a shot but I get sloppy, I'm going to lose points. So it really refines your college wrestler during the summer, and it forces them to make sure that their technique becomes flawless. And the growth you see in a lot of our Olympians, they happen during those summer times in their college years. And it's cliche, a lot of coaches say, hey, you got to put the work in the summertime. But it's so true. If you put the work in and then you strap the singlet back on and you go get the competition, it makes you a much better winter wrestler, college wrestler.